You heard the story about the lady getting scammed by the person impersonating Brad Pitt. She was absolutely convinced that Brad Pitt was messaging her. You heard about that one. It's infamous now, and pretty popular. And the reason it is so popular, and the reason people, I believe, are so intrigued by that particular story, because scams happen all the time, and you think to yourself, you sort of shake your head at a lot of this stuff, but this one in particular. Now, technology has come on, and actually, this is part of this video, and I'm going to share with you some videos in just a second, because what I'm talking about here is about to get real. It's about to rocket. But this particular lady who was convinced that she was being messaged by Brad Pitt, the photos that she was receiving, and this is why I think people were intrigued in it, was so bad. Like, for sympathy, right, she'd get a picture of Brad Pitt, like, photoshopped in a hospital bed, like, with bandages round the head. And you could see it was so badly photoshopped, like it's Brad Pitt like this, with photoshopped Brad Pitt, with bandages round his head, photoshopped badly. And of course, the idea with these scams, like any other scams, is of course to fleece the victims of their entire wealth. And I believe in that circumstance, I believe that's what happened. That lady was so convinced that they were in love, that Brad Pitt was in love with her and she was in love with Brad Pitt, that I think it obviously didn't end well. But some of the recent updates on that one in particular, I think she was sharing some of the conversations that they were having, and they got quite intimate and bits like that. And she was totally convinced. And these pictures were some of the worst Photoshop pictures I've seen. They were that bad that they were actually, and this ain't, no, it's not something to laugh at. But the pictures were just crazy. It's so bad that they were funny. Anyway, let's get to the point of the video. As I mentioned, that stuff's about to get real, because that type of old technology, that type of photoshopping technology that was laughable, well, let's take a look at this, shall we, guys? Because as I mentioned, this is getting real.
Right now is crazy. We are crossing a line in human history where the boundary between reality and fiction is vanishing. And this is not...
Whoa. And as you'll hear in just a second, this is the drip, drip, drip type technology that now is filtering out to society in general.
Not Hollywood billion-dollar high production studio. This is open source. This is from your computer, a click of a button, and most people will not be able to even tell the difference now.
Click of a button, and people will not even be able to tell the difference. Now, yes, I agree. There's still a bit of work to do, especially for people who have got the trained eye. And, well, people who have got a bit of common sense. There are, however advanced this technology gets, there's always going to be people that are just going to spot that, even if it's the slightest nuance, because body language is, of course, a massive part of how we communicate. Of course, it ain't just the words. The words are just a small part of it. It's how we say it, the tone, who we are, and and the way we do things. That, as part of the technology getting better, is of course going to be part of how it gets better. And then access to the sort of technology that then people get hold of. It's freaking terrifying. It is terrifying where this is going. And yeah, we need to have this freaking conversation. I'll give you another example of this in just a second. But the reason I started out with a Taylor Swift. Can you imagine? Holy crap, guys. Seriously. You've had people, and let's go back to people having common sense. Yeah, we're cucked. Something like a Taylor Swift. You imagine? You're going to have a whole bunch of people, like, say, you know, in India or somewhere in a call center somewhere, not to pick on India alone, because there's plenty of countries, emerging countries, that have got these frigging call centers. And of course, the prevalent scams in our current day are things like you need to unlock your computer, you know, it's got a virus, you know the story, right? But there's going to be a whole bunch of those same type people getting trained on this level of scam. And then they're going to use the demigods of the celebrity sycophant status, the Taylor Swifts of this world, to convince the not so common sensed up, let's call it that, common sensed up to people. Yeah. Convincing them that they're being contacted by Taylor Swift. And the ultimate aim will be, hi, I'm Taylor Swift, and I heard that you're a really big fan, and you really like my music. I do. This is insane. I don't believe that this is happening. What? This is incredible. I know. I'm really. I find this incredible too. Anyway, I'm broke, and my latest concert didn't work out too well. Oh my God, Taylor! Oh my God, I need to help you out. How can I help you out? Well, I just need an Apple voucher. You shouldn't laugh. I'm making myself laugh, man. I'm making myself laugh. This ain't funny. This is going to be bad. Let me play you another example of this.
Yo. Somebody granddaddy is getting tricked.
Look, it's the guy in the top right corner. That's the guy controlling this. It changes, obviously, the way that he looks, this is a question everything scenario again, guys. Changes the way he looks, changes his voice, and as he's making the point, he's making the same point I'm making. Granddaddy's getting conned.
With this software right here.
Yep. And grandma is not safe either. Grandma is not safe because Mr. Johnny is here.
Wow. We need to have this conversation, guys. We need to have this conversation, and I think we need to have these type of conversations now. Because this is the beast. This is the mark of the beast. You know, there's much talk about things like social credit and digital IDs and where we're going in regards to technology. And all of that is relevant. But in regards to this, where this is going in particular, this is the beast. This is the beast system, guys. The amount of shiza that this is going to cause. And okay, there's going to be example. Are there positives out of this? I was about to say, is there a impersonating other people using AI? Is there a positive to that? Because, like with all things, anything that could be good, certainly in regards to technology advances, anything that could be good or positive out of something like that, what typically tends to happen is it gets in the wrong hands. Those call centers that I was talking about, the scammers, the people that are just literally there, NPC-like, to wipe out people's livelihoods and everything that they've worked for. Why go? All they're thinking is, why am I going out to work hard when all I need to do is now do an AI Taylor Swift? It's a conversation, or conversations, I think, that need to continue. What do you think? Ta-ta.